Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, in this video we are talking about TOEFL IBT in academic listening. Before we start explanation about TOEFL IBT, let me introduce our member first. Me, Siti Supriyanti, and my partner is Zumrotul Khasanah. Okay, let's start the explanation about TOEFL IBT. What does the TOEFL IBT mean? TOEFL IBT or Internet-based test is an English test that is done online. In the process, TOEFL IBT uses a computer that is connected directly to the Internet, and every answer given will be recorded by a computer and sent directly to ETS or Educational Testing Service, an institution from America that organizes TOEFL. In doing TOEFL IBT, score that must be obtained from 0 to 120 and the time to do it is 4 hours. The TOEFL IBT test is divided into 4 exam sessions, including reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Types of question listening test. Number 1 is keyed question. There are 3 types, that is keyed content question, keyed purpose questions, and detailed questions. Number 2 is understanding organization questions and relationship between idea, understand organization and understand relationship. And number 3, pragmatic understanding, understanding the function and understanding speaker stance. Keyed question. Keyed questions are questions that ask about the overall ideas of a passage as a whole. They might ask what the subject, topic, or main idea of a passage is. They might also ask what overall purpose the passage serves. The gist of a passage might be directly stated in the passage, or you might have to synthesize or bring together information from different parts of passage to understand the overall gist. Gist content questions. Understanding the gist of a lecture or conversation means understanding the general topic or main idea. The gist of the lecture may be expressed explicitly or implicitly. Questions that test understanding the gist may require you to generalize or synthesize information from what you heard. Questions are usually in the form of what problems does the man have, what is the lecture mainly about, what are the speakers mainly discussing. Tips for keyed content questions. Keyed content questions ask about the overall content of the listening passage. Eliminate choices that refer to only small portion of the listening passage. And the next, use your notes. Decide what overall theme ties the detail in your note together. Choose the answer that comes closest to describing this overall theme. This is an example questions from keyed content questions. Keyed purpose questions. Keyed purpose questions focus on the purpose of the conversation rather than on the content. This type of questions are more likely to occur in conversation than lectures. Questions are usually in the form of why does the student visit the professor? Why does the professor explain X? Why does the student visit the register office? And tips for keyed purpose questions. Identify the original reason the student went to the professor office, and many times understanding the student's problem will help you solve the question. And this is an example question from keyed purpose questions. And the next is detailed questions. Require you to understand and remember explicit detail of facts from lecture or conversation. Questions are usually in the form of what result from the invention of the eggs. According to the professor, what is one way that eggs can affect Y? And according to the professor, what is the main problem with the eggs theory? Tips of detailed questions. Refer to your notes as your answer. Remember, you will not be asked about minor points. Your notes should contain the major details. And do not choose the answer only because it contains some of the words that were used in the conversation of lecture. And last, remember that new terminology is often tested in detailed questions. And this is an example questions from detailed questions. The next is understanding organization questions and relationship between ideas. The first is understand organizations. Ask how the ideas are organized. Might ask directly or need to fill in a chart. Need to understand main points and how they are organized, not only one detail, and the last is my word more than one point. Possible questions. How is the information in the passage organized? And click in the correct column or box. Strategies in working, understand organization questions. When listening, think of how the points are organized and take notes. Use bullet points, especially for details. How to recognize? They are typically phrased as follows. How does the professor organize the information about eggs that he presents to the class? How is discussion organized? Why does the professor discuss egg? And why does the professor mention eggs? And this is an example question types of understand organization. The questions: how does the professor organize his lecture on blue jeans? You can choose the answer by using the strategy we have provided previously.
Understand relationship. The first type of organization question is the one that deals with the relationship between various parts of the lecture. Possible question: what is most likely? What is implied or what can be inferred? And this is the strategies to answer the question. The first, you must listen carefully the audio and then take notes. Imagine how the points are related and draw a conclusion. Then ask how different ideas in the passage are related. This is not stated directly. And last, you need to draw a conclusion, predict an outcome, make an inference, recognize sequence, and then determine the cause of an event. So this is the example of understand relationship. The text may ask you, what does the professor mean when she says this? So to answer this question, you will need to look back at your note and find out the information that is relevant to the question. These questions are about the similar relationship rather than the overall structure. So after you look back at your note and you find the information, you need to answer this question. Understanding pragmatic question. This part have two type question: understanding the function and speaker stance. Understanding the function. This question type will ask you about word sentence that provide a clue. It tends deal with the meaning of the word the speaker say, but the information implied by how the speaker say them. Many times, the speaker use slang, idiom, or say things that are not directly relevant to what the question asks. Strategies. To answer the question, you need to pay attention to these clues. Of course, you must listen carefully and then take note the clue. Example question. The text might ask you, why does the professor say this? So to answer the question, you must listen carefully to the clue and then answer the question. Understanding speaker stand. This is the possible feeling, positive or negative, happy or sad, impressed or unimpressed, enthusiastic or bored, doubtful or certain. This is identify question. The first, listen again to the part of the conversation or pacing. The second, select the sentence that best express how the speaker feel. Strategies. To answer the question, you must listen to what it said in the content and how it is said and draw a conclusion. This is the example of speaker stance question. The test might ask you, listen again to part of the discussion, then answer the question. In this part, the speaker will repeat again the part of the discussion. And then the test might ask you, how does the student seem to feel about taking the maximum number of courses? To answer the question, you must listen to what it said in the content and how it is said and draw a conclusion, and then answer the question.
That's all the explanation about the type of listening test questions in the TOEFL IBT. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.